like they gonna choose one of you, girl. They gonna choose one of y'all. And just like myself, that's what it feel like. It feel like whoever choose to truly get himself sold to God, that person is remodified inside out. That's some of the best ways known to man. That's why I said the woman who do choose to do it by now done made the decision to do it. I probably don't know. I haven't met him, or I probably met him and just don't know about it. Probably secret. But they should be going through the same thing I'm going through. Whether they started before I did, after I did, or when I did, don't matter. It's a process. That's what it is, man. Because I know when I got in this situation, it was like a very high vibrational male and female energy looking for a vessel. That's what it seemed like. I can't guarantee that, like a lot of stuff though. But anyway, listen to this, y'all. This is what I got on here. Watch this. It said, so the children of Israel inquired of the Lord. The ark of the covenant of God was there in those days. That's in Judges 20:11, verse 27. Man, you hear that? That's what I've been talking about, this ark. That's what I've been talking about, this ark. That's why I keep itching that chip. I was just playing. That's what that's what I was just talking about, this ark. This ark. I was like, what am I talking? I didn't know that. I didn't know that part was in the Bible like that. I read it probably a lot, but I didn't catch it like that. You hear how powerful that is? Ain't nobody talking about that. It says the ark of God was there in those days. And I keep saying I see an ark. I see arcs. And the arcs is like little floats. The arcs are like little floats. And it's one big arc, a huge float. And it's like I seen people, like I said, it was like when I had a near-death experience, they would put me back in my body. It was like I seen people with cuffs on their wrists and on their feet walking towards the ark. I don't say this much because there's a sacrilege season. I don't talk about it that much, but this ain't sacrilege though, cause I keep remembering. But there is a sacrilege for all people. I don't know what that man looked into, what it is, but so I don't talk about it much. I probably done said it about 2 or 3 times. I'm telling y'all though, when I had a near-death experience, I seen ghosts or like spirits getting on to a boat with ghosts or souls, whatever, getting on these arcs. They hovering just above the earth foundation. And it's like everything look like holograms. They all around us. And I said, man, ain't nobody alone. Cause I was like, I remember being ashamed. I remember being ashamed of all the stuff I thought I was doing in the dark. I said, ain't nobody alone. But I seen these certain arts, and they were chained up. But when I finally got into the physical, uh, and back into my body, everybody was normal. So let's say you're a sinner, a great sinner, and you just having a good time and feel just it's like you're on autopilot or something. And your soul left your body and going getting locked up on the arcs. I ain't gonna lie, it's like when I finally gave myself over to God, it's like I don't like talking about that stuff because, like I said, it's blurry. It's that part I remember pretty vividly, but everything it was a lot more that happened during that. But it's kind of it ain't worth me talking about right now. Anyway. But it's like when I gave myself to God for real, it was like something was like saying finally. Out of 8.2 billion people, finally. That's what I felt. And it was like it's a lot of high vibrational like we give ourselves to the devil all the time. Like you that vessel gotta be ran by something. It's either gonna be ran by good or evil. We always give ourselves to the devil. Always. It's easier. It feel more comfortable. It feel believe it or not, sometimes in our when it comes down to our flesh, it feel like the right thing to do. I was just thinking about AI. I don't think about AI like we look at AI. I think about AI as a human. But anyway, um, she got a body too. Everything that man made. I remember one time, I don't know if I read somewhere, but it said man need to be careful what they make. Because like everything get a chance to have a vessel. Something like that. Anyway, see, that's what I want to get out of. But it's like finally. But it's like these. It's like we give ourselves to the devil all the time, and then y'all got all these. I'm gonna go conjure up the biggest, baddest devil, you know. You do all this silly stuff, and you conjuring up and going all crazy, going on. Eyes rolling back of your head. I had a woman, bro, do the Holy Ghost in front of me, and she fell on the floor hard, like boom, you know. And the preacher was a ladies' man, I guess you could say. the preacher said, "Don't touch her." And she had, she, she was real thick, you know. And the preacher said, "I'm with the one that one for me by a woman, bro." and, then, and the preacher did a good job. He was doing a good job. But the woman hit the floor hard, bro. I was like, man, he did a good job, but it wasn't like that. It wasn't that good. So I'm finna try to help her. Because it sounded like she just hit her head like boom. Man, I wish I could laugh. So she hit her head so hard it made her shirt go up. So I'm finna help her cover herself up. And the preacher said, yeah, I don't know where this coming from, y'all, but this is real though. And I try to help the woman like get out of me. But she wanted the preacher to see her. And that's what it was. And later on I found out that's what it was. I got into him too. I had to let him know about himself. Later after that, I realized that because they just put it like that, it was a bad drive home. It was like, she was upset because she loved it. She loved that man. Oh my God. You know how certain preachers is. That way he serve clothes. And they'll start wilding when they get up there on that pulpit. You know how women is. the women that look at the fly, you know. You ain't got, you ain't got, yeah, they were going crazy. I was like, it's serving good, but it ain't that good. I mean, he was a good preacher, but that service, that wasn't, it wasn't so good when you jump up. It was like she jumped, torpedoed on her head. And, you know, trying not to overlap about it, but I was there, you know, so it was like, it was a lot of beautiful women in that church too, boy. They were like, he about these uh, pants, you know, with the fly part, you know, where overly dresses the main situation. And they were like, yeah. Yeah, but when I checked them, when I told them about itself, them people followed me to a whole nother town and said thank you. It was like they were possessed. It was like they were possessed. I don't want to go no farther than that though. It was like he had already knocked all of them down just about. They was the laws, and I told him I wasn't coming back to it. I wasn't. I just told him. He was like, we gotta go into a room and talk about them. And I said, well, I'm not coming back to your church no more. I said I wasn't gonna just leave your church. I wasn't gonna just stop coming without letting you know. to your face. This will be my last day here at this church. I was doing sound tech stuff. And he said, well, you got to get with the whole congregation, tell us why. I said, you sure about that? So you know the story after that. I told him in front of everybody. You know, I felt like he was looking at my girl. She was embarrassed by it. She gave me hell that day when we went home, but right is right and wrong is wrong, man. You can't do that. Not in my God's house, not in my Father's house. When I walk in the church, it's no longer that preacher house, it's my Father's house. If you ain't doing right by my Father, then checkmate. But anyway, I don't know why I went there. I guess people need to laugh, and this would be something good to laugh about. But she was like real well put together. Just put it like that, she was really thick. And she jumped up, torpedo died on her head. And her breasts where they were. And I was gonna check her, bro, cause she all that shaking. I didn't realize she was trying to get her shirt covered. That's probably what she was doing. She did. She went through an extreme. She went through a lot to make that happen. Anyway, I gotta work out, yeah. Peace and love out there.